I've rushed business frats 3 times, got rejected. I've rushed sorority recruitment twice, basically got rejected. I've applied for internships, got rejected. I've been rejected socially. I've been rejected romantically. Oh my gosh! I look like Little Bo Peep in this hair. So I have to know, did you guys miss me? Welcome back to How Could I Not by Alyvia Grace. I missed you guys so much this week, and the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks honestly, have been the most insane weeks of my life. I've been trying to just enjoy my social life, but at the same time I had so many commitments, and it's been the best memories ever that I've made in college. And I need to realize that at the end of the day, I am in college and it should come first, despite how much I would love for you guys to come first, and you guys usually do anyways in my mind. Right now I could be studying for my finals, but instead I'm going to be sitting my butt down and filming a podcast episode because that's how bad I want it. But we have faced so much rejection, we as in me, and I just kind of want to talk about that in today's episode because truly rejection is redirection, and I am the firmest believer of that. And if it wasn't for rejection in my life, I would be nowhere close to where I am today. And it's taught me so much, and everyone goes through rejection in college. It's probably one of the most common things here. I mean, it's just so public. That's the only thing that makes it so hard is not only are you getting rejected in private, but you are also publicly, and people will have power and authority over you that cause rejection, especially in, so many things like organizations and, applying for an internship and not getting it, or even socially or romantically. There's so many ways to get rejected, and trust me, I've dealt with all of them, and I've learned so much through it, and I've faced a lot of rejection, and I want to just kind of talk about it because it's basically made me who I am today. And if it wasn't for these new paths that God had planned for me, then I wouldn't be where I am. And it hurts. Rejection hurts a lot. But it's so important to go through it because there's a path set out for you, and every closed door is another one opened. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today because I've rushed business frats 3 times. So that was 4. I've rushed business frats 3 times, got rejected. I've rushed sorority recruitment twice, basically got rejected. I've applied for internships, got rejected. I've been rejected socially. I've been rejected romantically. There's so many different types of rejection. There's structured rejection. There's social rejection. There's identity rejection, which I've most definitely dealt with. And then there's also romantic rejection. And I feel like I'm a pro in all 4 of these categories because I deal with being who I am at the school, of course, and then you tie in all the other things like people making opinions on you without even getting to know you. And it just causes a bunch of identity and social rejection. Although I've been rejected by all of these things, that somehow wasn't the worst part. The worst part was having to go through it and also learning it because you deal with the self-esteem drop and ego drop that comes with getting rejected. And all in all, it makes me want to be better and become a better person on the resume and in my values and morals. So let's talk about structured rejection. And this to me means getting rejected from an organization or from an internship or a position that you ran for or a business frat or a pre-law frat. So I've rushed a business frat twice now, and then I rushed a separate one once. So 2 whole semesters, for 2 weeks out of these 2 semesters, I was dedicating my life and going to all of their meetings and putting myself out there, having interviews, learning the CAR method, and just trying to put myself out there. And putting yourself out there is the scariest part of it all because there is a chance that you get the no instead of the yes. But that's the worst thing that could happen. Yeah, you could get told no, but at least you tried, because literally the only option if you don't try is to not get it. But if you do try, there's a possibility you can. But if you don't give yourself the option to even put yourself out there, you're not going to get the opportunity. So the worst thing that happens is you get a no, and then you move on, you pick yourself back up, and you try again, or you don't, and you find something new. But I went through it first semester of my sophomore year, and I didn't get the business frat that I wanted to rush. And, sometimes it's not always a worth thing. It's so political. It's so, fragmented. It's so random. And just because you didn't get a position in something that you really wanted doesn't mean you're a bad person or not a good candidate. It just means you weren't the right fit for them. And that's the hardest pill to swallow. It's just because you don't get a role or a position or a membership in something like a business frat doesn't mean that, you're not worth it or you're not smart enough. They just didn't see it politically. And it can be something so stupid of just people thinking they know who you are, which is what I feel like I've dealt with a lot, is just people thinking they know who I am and they already have their opinions on me before they actually get to know me and or care to give me a shot at something. And they feel objective. It feels like, oh my gosh, I should be so embarrassed to be who I am because it's caused me so many missed opportunities. But at the same time, it's I'm not going to change myself to fit the mold of other people. And I'm not going to change who I am to better fit someone else's expectations for who they want me to be. You just have to be you. And trust me, being yourself will get you 10 times farther than not. And people see real recognizes real. That's been my biggest saying these past week is real recognizes real. When I'm meeting someone and I can tell they're phony or fake, I can tell in a heartbeat because I'm not those things, or I don't think I am. So it's really hard for me to not recognize that in someone. And that's the worst part of it all is I feel like I'm sometimes perceived as too much or intimidating or not taken seriously. But I put myself out there, and that's the best thing you can do because like I said, the worst thing you get is a no. And I would much rather try for the possibility of a yes than not try at all, and the answer always be no. So if you don't even know what a business frat is, it is a community of like-minded students who usually are in business schools, but obviously they can accept someone who's not in a business school. And you work with clients, you do all these client challenges, you have all these networking events and alumni connections, and it is a really great opportunity. But clearly, if I've rushed twice now and tried my very best, it wasn't for me. And I'm not going to change myself to fit what it is. And it also, like I said, is very political. So there could be people in charge that, may just not like what I do. And that's okay. I don't want to be in a space where I'm not supported anyways. Not saying that was the case at all. I very much could literally just not be a good fit, which clearly I'm not. But I gave myself a try, and that's the best I could do for myself, you can't dim your light because you want to fit into their light, if that even makes sense. And then I will make a whole separate video on my sorority recruitment or podcast, because it is a whole story within itself. But I did rush twice. I rushed as a freshman in the fall, or in the spring, and then I rushed as a sophomore in the spring because Miami University does spring recruitment. And I felt, even if I wasn't rejected, literally, it's so hard for me to not feel rejected in that sense because, you just have such different expectations for things, how they're going to go. And that's another thing. It's if you set high expectations, you're going to get let down, or, if you set a certain and you only have your mindset on one thing and it doesn't go that way, you're going to be disappointed. So it's a whole thing of don't set expectations for things that you can't control, because in reality, there's absolutely nothing you can do for the way things turn out most of the time. If you gave it your best shot, that's the best you can do. But like I said, it probably just wasn't for me. Actually, I know it wasn't for me because I probably would not be able to do any of this if I was in a sorority. So everything happens for a reason. And that's what I tell myself is there's a story already been written for you. It's just your choice and your chance to live through it. And it's not like I feel sorry for myself because I've gone through this rejection at all. I've experienced a lot of rejection, but it actually taught me so much more than I could have ever been taught if I didn't go through it. And that's the beautiful thing about rejection is you don't know what's to come out of it. I still met so many amazing people through, rushing those two things, and that was the best part of it all. Do I have the label of being in those two organizations? No, but have I met amazing people that I still say hi to and talk to and still made a network with? Absolutely. And that's why putting yourself out there is worth it in the end, because if I didn't go through those business frat rushing opportunities or sorority recruitment opportunities, I would have known less than half of the people that I know to this day. And that's what's so important, is to put yourself out there, because yes, it's scary. Yes, it might be a no, and it's public. Like, these people know I didn't get in. These people know I rushed and didn't get it. These people can judge me for that all they want, but I know that I put my best foot forward and I did it, and that's all you can do. Rejection in college is personal, repetitive, but you have to make it as little personal as you can, because you're who you are and there's no changing that. And if you come well prepared and you show up with your head held high, there's nothing that people can say. And sometimes that's what they don't like, You can do everything right and still not get picked. I would practice for hours and hours my CAR method, which is like an interview response method. And I would, come in all prepared. And sometimes that doesn't work in my favor. Like, sometimes I prepare too much and then I try to remember what I memorized and then I go blank in my mind and I have absolutely nothing to say. So it's more so just being so confident in what you're talking about rather than relying on memory and memorization to carry you through those places, because trust me, like, one interview I went in and I tried to memorize my answers and I was like, oh my God, I forget everything. But regardless, all in all, I didn't get these positions. I also rushed a pre-law fraternity, didn't get into that either. and I'm not even embarrassed to admit it, because I know I have other things going for me. So it's fine. And I wanted it for the interview experience. I got insanely good interview experience through these processes. I got to build my soft skills, like talking to people, making small talk. All of that stuff you have to learn. You're not just like given it. Like, a lot of people can't just, public speak or make small talk. But I, through these experiences, have learned so much. And I honestly had to ask myself, did I really want all of these things, or did I just want what they represented or the ego boost that came along with it? And I think if anything comes from ego, it's not a good reason. I mean, if I just wanted the label to have the label, that's not a good thing to have. Like, if it's kind of like my TikTok. If I just wanted to post on TikTok for the followers, everyone would see right through that, and the views, whatever. And I see creators that I'm like, oh, they're just doing this for the clout. Like, it's so obvious. You have to, like, want things for the right reasons. And if you don't, you're probably not going to get gifted to them by the universe. Okay. And then there's social rejection, which, as a girl at a school with, like, a lot of sororities and stuff, it is hard to, like, find your groove a little bit. It could be harder to, find your people or, find, like, a group that lasts. But it takes time, and I've found the best group of people that I surround myself with now. And that is not to say that I haven't felt socially rejected before. Like, there's times where I'm like, oh, they're like the cool girls. Like, I want to be in their Instagram photos. Like, I want to, like, have these amazing dumps with, like, all the, boys and, like, the frat pictures and, like, their, like, Saturday fit outfits and, they're, like, cute, quirky dump Instagram posts. And I'm like, that's not even me, though. Like, I don't get photos like that all the time, and I wish I did. I've been so bad at taking photos this year. So I have nothing to post for a semester dump, because it's literally just all videos of me vlogging, and I'm not posting clips of my vlogs on my Instagram as my semester dump. Hello. But getting rejected as a friend can be one of the worst feelings ever, especially because I'm such a people pleaser. I, like, want to be liked by everyone. And that is the hardest part, is not everyone's going to like you. That's just how it is. That's how the world works. You're going to have people that get your vibe, or you're going to have people that don't. And then you're going to have people that you just don't fit with, and they don't align with you and your goals and your passions. So then you just remove yourself from them. And that's so okay. And people grow apart, friendships change, and that's really hard thing and a hard lesson to learn. But I dealt with a lot of friend group change in high school as well. And as long as you're sticking to your morals and values, that's what's going to keep you sane, because be the bigger person. I feel like it's so much more worth it to be the bigger person in situations rather than, having self-pity and not saying something and not speaking your mind just because you feel that you want to be the winner and have the last word. Don't have the last word. Just say what you feel, and honesty is the best policy. But I just feel like I've been rejected, people caring that I'm not in their sorority, or people caring that, I have this TikTok, but like I said, I'm not going to fit the mold for other people. I'm fitting my own mold. And the right people will come from that, and that's what I've learned this year. And it's hard to, not feel like you have someone in the biggest room, but sometimes you just really need your 2 or 3 people. Keep it simple. You just have to keep showing up, making friends. You have to put in effort just as much as other people do. Don't chase the big groups because it's cool. But also, if you do have a big group of friends, that's great. I'm not judging you. I know I do. I have a lot of people I call my close friends. And it's taken a long time for those real people to come to light. But I do have a lot of really close friends that I could tell anything to. And are they all friends? No. But I have my own different groups. And it's the best way, because if I have my yes friend, I have my going out friends, I have my study friends, I have my running errands friends, and a lot of those mix in between the two, and I can do whatever with a lot of them. But those are the best friendships to have. And stop trying to fix your image for people who've already decided who you are. I think that I've dealt with that a lot, is people think they understand me or know me and call me dramatic or call me a certain way. But it's I've never talked to you face to face. You only see what I post on my social media, which, by the way, is a minute out of my everyday 24-hour day. And, my one get ready with me that's 3 minutes long, where I talk about the 3 main pillars that I want to talk about. And I post my outfits and I post my vlogs, is a glimpse into my actual day, and it's definitely a glimpse into my head. I don't speak about everything. So if you think you know someone, the truth is you probably don't. Everyone's going through their own things, and the rejection that you face because people think they know who you are when they don't is a hard pill to swallow as well. I mean, all rejection is. People will misunderstand you before they actually understand you. Okay, let's talk about the identity rejection that I faced on campus. We all know I'm labeled TikTok girl. So with that comes a lot of preconceived thoughts and notions about me, and people making assumptions before even knowing me. And I'm okay with that. I'm literally so okay with that, because I obviously post what I post, and if they want to make opinions on that, then that's fine. And it's a really unique angle that I have as a student here, because I just see things that and I go through things that rejection because of who I am, solely based off something that is my passion. And I see the way that I'm treated differently because of it. But it's taught me so much. It's taught me that you cannot get handed anything in life. If you want something, you have to be the one to do it. If you want something done, you have to be the one to do it. And honestly, if you're looked at a certain way, lean into that more, because obviously it should be something that you're unique to and you should be proud of. So when people, even that I know, and they still call me that, it's so funny. I don't care. And I think people get the notion that I would care about being called that or whatever, which you guys are gonna die at this. My mom saw that it was affecting my mental health, so she emailed Yik Yak and got them to ban TikTok girl off the Yik Yak platform. I love that woman. Thank you. I mean, it really, I will say, I said, oh, it doesn't get to me, it never will get to me, whatever. I have never felt a weight lifted more off my shoulders than I do now. Genuinely, I didn't realize how much something affected me until it's gone. And that individual rejection that I faced, just being known as that and everyone talking about it, and me, and getting upvotes for, even just walking to class, people be saw a TikTok girl walking in class. It's that stuff was carrying around with me every time that I went somewhere. And now it's like no one can say that anymore, and I can just walk to class and not have to check Yik Yak every 10 minutes and make sure like I didn't do something weird or see something weird or say something weird. So yeah, that's a little kudos to my mom. You guys are gonna love that. You probably gonna find another nickname for me now, but I didn't have anything to do with it other than it was affecting my mental health. So she was like, we're gonna take that away, and I'm honestly so thankful she did. But with being a college girl, obviously you're dating, you're having fun, whatever, and I think I am judged on like the romantic rejection. I've definitely dealt with boys just judging me based off what they think of me, what other people think of me. I'm not cool enough, reputation, my social image, or just being, like having all of these people come up to me at the bars and they're like, what the hell? This is weird. Like, everyone could see us. Like, what the hell? But it all comes down to people deciding who I am without even asking. And people and boys, no, not even people, I mean boys who have rejected me because of who they think I am. They didn't even get the time to know me. And I definitely don't talk about it with people. Like, I don't make it my whole personality. Like, I just post my life and I have fun with it. And if you care about that, then get out of my face anyways. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. And it is like a really unique thing to like have a guy like come up to you at the bar and be like, oh my gosh, like I've seen your TikToks. And it wasn't until like honestly recently that guys started to do that, and it's been like so chill and so normal and so fine. And honestly, like nobody cares that much. Like, I act like so many people care that I'm like this girl on campus, but no one really cares. And it's honestly nice. Like, that's why I love it here, because I mean there's space for me to be passionate about what I love to do, and then there's space for people to hate too, but that's going to be anywhere. So I'm just proud of, the rejection that I faced and not letting it, affect me to the most part. But it is hard when you get rejected after rejected after rejected. And I'm like, am I dumb? Like, am I not smart enough? Like, am I not doing well enough? Am I not holding myself high enough to like a high enough standard? And like what am I doing wrong? But the truth is there's so many politics that come into play. There's so many, there's seniority when you apply to something. There's people with internship experience before you. Like, there's so many things that you can't judge yourself off for, because we're all in different stages of life. So I want to like take away from this is like, not that I feel sorry for myself. I don't feel sorry for myself. This does not all suck. I am so blessed for the rejection that I have faced here, because it's made me so confident, and it's made me realize, like I said, that you have to work for everything that you want, and not everything is just going to be handed to you. Now, some things will be, but if you want something, work for it. And the more visible you are, the more polarizing you become. So if you are putting yourself out there left and right for every organization, joining all these clubs, people will see that, people will get jealous, and they'll try and take it away from you. And that's just how the world works. There's always going to be secret enemies behind your back that you had no idea were working against you, and the devil is, but always is. So that's that. But being not for everyone is actually just a sign you're distinct and you know who you are, and you don't need anyone's approval, and you don't have to be for everyone. You're going to get rejected socially, romantically, and personality-wise, strategically. Like, you're going to get rejected, and I know it's so public and it's hard, but it leads to a new door every single time. I would not have, I mean, my life is perfect. I mean, literally, what is that Jay-Z song? Love Yours. That song literally is the perfect like description of what I'm trying to say right now. Is you're always going to want something you can't get, but you have something that someone else wants. So although you got rejected from that thing, someone else wanted it and they got it, and that's so amazing for them. But you still have other things that you should be so proud of. Like, I have so much going for me, and you don't need to like beat yourself down. Like, just pick yourself up and try again, because what's the worst thing that could happen? And like, if these certain spaces didn't choose you, did they actually align with you anyways? Like, you should only give your energy and time to things and people who want you back, because where you're not wanted is somewhere is a place you should not be. And recognizing like the strength you have in choosing your own story and writing your own story, like if you don't feel, appreciated, then don't be there. So this is what I would tell people going through rejection. Keep showing up, but not everywhere. Like, be selective with where you're putting your time and energy to. Like, is it worth your while? Is it a good fit for you? Does it just want to boost your ego? Or are you actually doing this because you want it? Find 2 to 3 people that actually get you instead of chasing people who don't care to understand you. And stop trying to fix your image for people who have already decided who you are in their head. So, all in all, as you can tell, I've been rejected a lot of ways in college. A lot of ways. But I kept showing up anyways. I am still trying for my positions that I want. I'm finding new ways to get involved. I'm finding, classes that help me. And I'm literally taking a podcast class next semester. I'm so excited. And if I got my internship this summer in Boston, I probably would have gone broke. And also, I wouldn't have had time to, focus on myself this summer and really take my last summer home and work a lot and save up a lot of money for this next upcoming school year, which, guys, it's literally the week before finals. Like, I'm actually I'm psyched out by that. Like, this year flew by so fast, and I think it's because of all the experiences I let myself get to have. Like, put yourself out there, like put yourself in other people's shoes. Even if like there was times where I felt like I should cancel my interview or not show up or just quit 3 rounds in, but it's like, you've already made it this far, like you have to keep going. And not being a quitter. Like, it's easier to quit. It's so much easier to quit because then you decided the outcome for yourself, which is a no. But if you leave it up to the universe and God and whatever you believe in, you never know what could happen. Like, it could be the next best chapter of your life. And every time I've gotten rejected, it was the next best chapter of my life. And I learned so much about myself through that. I learned that I'm really strong. I learned that I'm really good at taking no for an answer and making it work into my own yes. Like, you're not always going to get picked. Like, you're just not. But that doesn't mean you're not worth choosing. So find a place where you are worth it and find a place where people respect you. I would have never been an assistant editor for the Miami Student Magazine if I got into these other roles. And now I'm wanting to get so involved into magazine production because that's literally what I want to do when I'm older. Like, there's just so many like open doors that you just have to find the right way to them, and then you will, and it'll be like amazing. And like, it literally just makes me so excited to talk about everything that I've been through because, people will just rush these things once and get in, and it's like, bam, you're in. And I'm not saying they had it easier or anything. Like, everyone's trying for these positions, or, they rushed their sorority and they got their favorite one that they, like, saw themselves in. And that's amazing, and that should be celebrated. Like, you can't compare your journey to other people because your journey is worth comparing others to as well. And back to, like, the whole TikTok girl thing. I think it's something I've had to, like, navigate, being known as it, and, just being a known person a little bit here. I know people are going to clip me for saying that, but, like, whatever. I've made a lot of good friends from literally just having a TikTok. And honestly, I understand why people make assumptions about me. I mean, how could they not? How could I not? Like, everyone makes assumptions. I make assumptions about people. It's part of life. It's part of the life we live, especially where we all post our life. And it's a very visible thing, but it's not always the same thing as being understood. So just give people grace, like, if you're making all these judgmental comments, sit back and think, do I really know what they're going through? Like, do I really know that they actually did that? And I always ask myself that when I hear like a rumor or something. It's like, okay, but did I hear that from them? Like, did I hear that from them? And the answer is probably usually not. And I feel like I'm put into a box because of my TikTok, and like, especially like guys, like romantically, they only see me as like that, and if they know about it, of course. And I get it. It's easy to categorize something or someone based off like what they're known for and what you see online, but that's just a version of me. That's not the full picture. But at the same time, I'm not going to shrink myself so that I'm easier to understand. Like, I understand myself. I don't need the whole world to understand me. And like, sometimes rejection is like a little bit more personal because they looked at you and it feels like they said no, like, next. But like I said, it's literally so political, especially in things in college, organization wise, and all of those things. Like, sometimes you're just not a good fit, like I said. And then you start thinking, like, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And that's where you grow. Because there are things that you could always do better. You're not perfect, ever. No one's ever perfect. There's always something that you can learn from and, grow from. And so take that no as your answer, figure out what you did wrong, and do it better the next time, or when you go to something else and do it. But you could still do everything right and still not get picked. But the biggest thing for me that I've realized is that rejection in college is not always a reflection of your value or what you can offer. It's more so about fit, timing, perception. The more you put yourself out there, the more visible you become, and the more opinions people are going to have, and you have to live with that, and that's what makes you so strong. And if everyone likes you, you're probably not standing out. Sorry. And I'd rather be someone who's not for everyone than someone who's just easy to accept. You know what I mean? And I've been rejected in a lot of ways, and will I get rejected again and again and again? Absolutely. Time and time again, rejection will never stop in your life. So you have to learn from it and live with it and do better from it. It literally just means that wasn't where you were meant to be, and there was a new door that opened when that one closed. I hope you guys learned a little bit about my atrocious rejection stories in college. I've been through a lot here. So has everyone else. And it's taught me so much that is so worth sharing. And so that's why I'm so glad I have this platform. And I hope that I can inspire some of you guys or make you feel better about ways you've been rejected or socially, individually, like whatever it is. Because truly no one talks about it, and getting rejected is hard and it hurts, and your self-worth is always tied into the mix, but it doesn't mean that you're not worth it as a human being. It literally just means it wasn't for you, because like I said, you already have a story written for yourself. It's just your turn to turn the page. Okay, thanks for watching this episode of How Could I Not. I'm so glad I'm back. I missed you guys so much last week. I was just so exhausted, and I've been exhausted. I've been trying to fit things. I have a fully booked calendar today, but I made time for you. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notifications, follow me on my TikTok and Instagram podcast account, How Could I Not Podcast, and I hope to see you guys there. Bye.